Guided exercise number 7 is the indefinite integral of the fourth root of log base 3 of x all over 7x dx. So before I try to do anything with this, I'm going to separate out the parts, and I'm going to deal with that fourth root by writing it as a power. So I realize that I can break this up as the indefinite integral of 1/7 times log base 3 of x to the 1/4 times 1 over x times dx. And I went ahead and separated the 7 and the x because almost always any constants that you have in the integrand are just going to be there kind of to distract you. And so I went ahead and took that 1/7 and pushed it all the way to the front portion of the integrand so that I can more or less ignore it. When you have your integrand written this way, it looks like u probably has to be equal to log base 3 of x. Otherwise, things are just not going to work out. So log base 3 of x, let's try it. And then du is going to be 1 over x ln 3 dx. And we almost have that. We have the 1 over x. This is the same thing as 1 over x times 1 over ln of 3 dx. So we have the 1 over x, we just don't have the 1 over ln of 3. So let's work on this a little bit, having color problems. So indefinite integral, we've got a 1/7. Let's go ahead and put in an ln of 3. And then log base 3 of x to the 1/4 power times 1 over x times 1 over ln of 3 dx. So now let's look at what we have. We already had the u. We said it was log base 3 of x, or at least we thought so. And then we've got 1 over x times 1 over ln of 3 dx, and so we really do have the du here now. So we're ready to do the substitution. This is the indefinite integral of natural log of 3 over 7 times u raised to the 1/4 power and then du. A natural log of 3 divided by 7 looks gross, but it's a constant, and so practically you just get to ignore it. So let's anti-differentiate. Let's ignore the natural log of 3 over 7, but just remember to write it down. And then let's see, u to the 5/4, and then I need a 4/5 out front, plus c. So we've got natural log of 3 over 7 times 4/5 times u log base 3 of x raised to the 5/4 power, and then plus c. All right, so I don't really want to do the check step, and I'm guessing you probably don't either, but we really should just go ahead and do it anyway. So let's go ahead and do it. So check. The derivative of natural log of 3 over 7 times 4/5 times log base 3 of x to the 5/4 is equal to, drag the constants, and then use the chain rule to differentiate log base 3 of x raised to the 5/4 power. And so you do 5/4 log base 3 of x to the 1/4, and then times the derivative of log base 3 of x, which is 1 over x ln of 3. And if you forgot to do that, you might think that you did the whole previous exercise incorrectly, so make sure that you remember to use the chain rule. So now let's do some canceling. 4/5, 5/4. Got a times natural log of 3 and a divided by natural log of 3. So let's see, I see 1 over 7x times log base 3 of x raised to the 1/4. And that's definitely the same thing that we started out with in our integrand, and so it checks out. Aren't you glad we checked out? If you don't check your answer, you can do all of this work and then have a small mistake somewhere and get the problem wrong. So even if you don't really feel like it, it's a really good idea to do that check step.